welcome to another exciting edition of Best MTG Decks Ever. I'm your host, Joseph, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a travesty that is happening in the Magic community. That travesty is in the Lord of the Rings set. Wizards of the Coast decided to make Aragorn black, and they also decided to make Theoden, King of Rohan, black. Okay? And I don't think that the act in itself is immoral, but the people doing it and the reasons why they're doing it are immoral and disgusting, and I'll get into that. One, I don't think that they should be doing it. So the act itself isn't necessarily bad, but it is when we're looking at it from what is actually happening. So at the very base of this, this is Lord of the Rings, and this is based off of a canon and lore that was built for many years. And I'm going to describe to you from the books what Aragorn looks like. Right? Paraphrase. As Frodo drew near, he threw back his hood, showing a shaggy head of dark hair flecked with gray, and in a pale, stern face, a pair of keen gray eyes. Okay? Pale face, gray eyes. All right? He's not black. He's not black. And neither is Theoden. Okay? I think Theoden in the book is described as having blonde hair and blue eyes. Okay? So, what this is virtue signaling. Okay? And I'll read virtue signaling definition for you guys because this will get into why this is disgusting. So, virtue signaling is the act or practice of conspicuously displaying one's awareness of and attentiveness to political issues, matters of social justice, and racial justice, etc., especially instead of taking effective action. Okay, so what that means is that idiots at Wotc are virtue signaling. And they could instead be doing something to take effective action against something, but that's not what they're doing. They're doing virtue signaling, which is encompassed by laziness because they're not taking effective action. If you care about black people, why don't you just go to some black neighborhood and help people there instead of trying to turn Aragorn black? It's because you're lazy. It's also monumental arrogance because they believe that their morality is superior to your morality or my morality. Because I want Aragorn to just look like he did in the movies and in the book, I'm immoral. I'm racist just because I want it to be the same way that it always was. Now, in fact, they're more racist because they're the ones making race an issue where it's not an issue. They're the ones who initially said, oh, no, I have to change this in order to show my moral superiority to everyone else. And then the last key thing about virtue signaling, it's about ego. They believe that they're so important and they get to say, oh, look at me. I'm not racist because I made Aragorn black. Now you're racist, you're arrogant, and you're lazy, and you're stupid. And so, see, I think it's just, it's dumb to have that way of thinking. Like, we shouldn't even be thinking like that. It would be like if we were going to make a movie about Martin Luther King Jr. and I was sitting there, I was like, no, we got to have him played by a white guy. It's like, no, just have him played as a black guy. Just do things the way they are. If Wotc wanted to, what they could do is they could come out with a set, not Lord of the Rings, they could come out with a set and make the hero black if they just had to do it. Come up with your own stuff. Don't sit there and take poops on everyone else's stuff and change it, which is disgusting. It's stupid. Do a set about, Middle Eastern people. Do a set about Asian people. Do a set about Indian people. Do a set about African people. Do that sort of thing. Stop worrying so much about dumb things like cultural appropriation. This is another thing Wotc did. Like when they were doing Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, they were all worried about doing cultural stuff and like cultural appropriation of Asian stuff, whatever. It's stupid. It's so dumb. There's no such thing as cultural appropriation. It's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Like, if there's cultural appropriation, then whatever race invented suits are the only race that could ever wear suits. Like no one else can do it. What race invented cotton shirts? Oh, well, no one else can ever wear another cotton shirt because only that race can do it. Like, did a white person invent, artificial hearts? Oh, well, only white people can use artificial hearts. Like, what race invented cell phones? Oh, now only that race can use cell phones, which is the dumbest argument ever. So, in conclusion, to bring it all back around, Wotc is the devil. Wotc is evil. The people inside of it are just virtue signaling, lazy, arrogant, egotistical scum. They're dumb and they're stupid. And that's my take on this. And I suggest that if you don't like this, like there's a couple of things that I don't like about Wotc. One, it's their wokeness, which is stupid. Two, their virtue signaling, which is stupid. Three, their greed, like the pumping out of so many extra sets and trying to just get as much money as they can. I have gone to proxies. I do everything proxy. I proxy entire commander decks. Like, I'm not going to give them any more of my money. They get zero money. I spent money on them last year. I spent a lot of money on magic cards last year. You know how much money I spent on magic cards this year? Zero. Big whopping zero. And that's because they suck. They're stupid, lazy, arrogant, egotistical, and they're not going to give my money. And in a capitalist society, you've got to vote. And the vote is with your money. So I would suggest everyone else out there who's tired of this kind of crap, just go proxies. It's so easy. Just proxy this stuff. Don't give them any more money. The game is fine. The people behind it are scum. Thank you very much. Best MTG decks ever. Greatest video done. Oh, what's this? A white samurai sword? Oh, now my samurai sword changed from black to white. Stupid Wotc. Stupid. Stupid dummies. Bunch of stupid dummies. Wotc is the literal incarnation of Satan's child, the Antichrist, which has come to steal our souls, eat babies, and drink the blood of innocents. Oh, hey, still there. Well, I'm glad you didn't leave totally. So I've got another video coming out, and it's actually around the Aragorn card, which I'm going to have altered so that there's a white person on the card. I'm thinking that I'm going to actually have it altered to have Trump on the card, because I think that that would be the ultimate slap in the face to everyone who doesn't like my opinion on the subject. Thank you. Best MTG decks ever.